2021 after Navalny's arrest and gained over 120 million views, making it the most watched YouTube video in Russia. Since the first day of the invasion of Ukraine, Navalny's team has been telling Russians the truth about Putin's war crimes and about what Putin is doing to his own country. We do this every day on the Popular Politics YouTube channel, watched by over 10 million people monthly, and on the Navalny Live channel, with a monthly audience of over 7 million people. We started releasing even more investigations. This year we told the world about Putin's yacht, the Scheherazade. The investigation was released in March, and in May, the yacht was arrested. The ACF is pushing for sanctions against the key people of Putin's regime, aiming to deprive them of all their assets in the West. To achieve this, we've compiled our own list of 6,000 war enablers. And that's not all of our work. We conducted honest opinion polls. We organized protest voting at the local elections in Russia and provide legal and financial assistance to those who were arrested during the anti-war protests. Of course, our work really angers Putin. Several of our employees are under arrest. There are criminal cases against the key members of Navalny's team, and new ones keep cropping up. Our YouTube anchors have been indicted for the sole reason of calling the war a war and speaking honestly about the crimes of Putin's army. In Russia, the ACF has been declared an extremist organization. Hundreds of searches took place in our offices and in the homes of our employees. Those who openly support us can face up to 8 years in prison. And yet we have millions of supporters in Russia and around the world. We work hard for these honest and brave people who deserve a better future. Freedom for Alexei Navalny. Freedom for Russia.
Well, that's us, and the very top-line view of what we do. I personally, I've been the chief investigator at the Anti-Corruption Foundation for 11 years, so since early 2011. And I've gone through the entire process of writing blogs on LiveJournal and drafts for Alexei to making this very complex, very fancy YouTube videos, with multiple cameras and beautiful studios. And now we have also launching even more stuff on YouTube. I'll get to that later. So I'm a little bit concerned about starting to talk about investigations, because I think you won't be able to stop me, and it'll drag the meeting into the morning, because obviously that's my favorite topic, and I encourage everybody to ask about investigations. I do sincerely believe that we came up quite accidentally, I have to be frank, with a wonderful formula of how you can use investigative journalism, good investigative journalism, to as a political tool, as a political, in a good sense, maybe as a political party even, because our investigations, you've seen parts of it in the presentation, the investigation about Medvedev is mentioned there, about Dmitry Medvedev, this placeholder president that was around for 4 years. That investigation was so big, unexpectedly, that it effectively raised a generation of people who are interested in politics now. And I see them now, I meet them at similar events. They come up to me and they ask, oh, so how come you were interested in this? And I always get this same answer, and it makes me very happy that when they were 16, 17 or 18, they watched the Medvedev video. They were so shocked and so impressed, and it was so much fun and so easy to understand that they could never unsee it, and their life, and they got interested in politics. They wanted to research more and then watch more videos, and this is how they understood the problem of corruption, which I am convinced is the reason for everything that has gone wrong with Russia. I strongly disagree with those people who say, oh, we shouldn't bother about corruption now, there are bigger topics. I don't think so. I think that corruption is the center of this very evil web that Vladimir Putin has established, and without corruption, none of today's stuff would be possible. Without corruption, Navalny wouldn't be in prison. Without corruption, he won't be sitting in a tiny little solitary confinement cell. There would be no war. There would be no immigrants. Immigrants who had to leave. Journalists would be still working in Russia. Newspapers would be still open, and so would TV channels, and so many things. That all unfortunately originates from corruption. So that's the little bit about investigation. So obviously we'll continue working as if nothing has happened. So I'm referring to this dilemma that we had in the beginning of the war, where, well, again, the same topic. Do we talk about corruption during the war?